there, decorating date night with Troy and Dina, coming to you talking about the windows. Windows everywhere. Windows with different grids in them other than what the traditional colonial style is, which is what a lot of people have. Nothing wrong with them. This is called a prairie style window. So let's talk a little bit about windows in general. We've done our research and have learned a lot about windows in general. One of the things that we've learned is that marketing makes a window more expensive. So we're huge Andersen fans. Love Andersen windows. Had them replaced in Frederick with Andersen. Love Andersen. Couldn't brag more about Andersen windows. We did some homework, and Andersen has jacked up their prices considerably. Good for them, but they don't give you necessarily any more for that jacked up price, but it does pay for their marketing. So in doing our research, there's so many different brands I'd never heard of, like Akna, which is the brand that is being installed right now. A lot of the windows are done, they're double hung. Let me show you, I'm gonna do a little demonstration because it's so cool how these open. So you're gonna open them up like this. You just tilt with this, there's like little button tabs up here, and if you can see that, you do the little tabs and voila. It tips down and you can clean it. And then, let's see if I can, they're easier when you don't have a bed in your way. Okay, so to get the top one down, you pull it down a little bit. Again, there's these tabs and you just push them in, voila. And then you can clean, which I did. I've cleaned all the windows. And then you push it in place, push it up. Same thing down here, because you know I like to clean. Anyone who knows me knows that I like to clean. So it makes cleaning the windows nice and easy. Sometimes you have to push it up a little bit to get it locked into place. Ta-da! So Akna, O-K-N-A, is a company out of Pennsylvania, I believe, but it's a German name, which means window. I know this is way more information that you really care about when it comes to windows, but it's important to know that because in doing the research, we found that Akna windows actually rate as well as, and in some cases even better than, Andersen. But they're way more affordable because they don't do any marketing at all. I searched high and low, and actually how we found them was a place that we went to that are installing it actually carries Andersen. So that's what we were going, and they didn't care what we picked. They were just educating us, and I even think they had a third brand. I can't remember what that third brand was. Provia, maybe? Anyway, so they had Andersen, Akna, and so what we found through talking with them is that indeed the Akna are just as good. There we go. We're back. That's internet for you on the peninsula. It's not very strong. All right, so we'll go down, show you some of the other, if you have any questions about windows, again, we've done our research, so we can tell you all about them, but the different grids, they can do anything now. You can have grids on the top, only grids on the bottom. You can mix your grids, whatever you'd like to do. We're on Facebook Live, I'm just giving you a heads up. No, you're okay. One of the fabulous crew that's doing a great job. So what is really important about windows, there's different things you can get. So now insulation's important, the double pane's important. They don't even think that they make single pane windows anymore, but not all double panes are the same. There's different thicknesses of glass within a double pane window. So keep all of that in mind. And the UV protection, all of that. So these windows did come with a UV protection upstairs in the primary bedroom, and actually in the bedroom that we started in, we put something additionally on there called Sun Seal, and the Sun Seal.
Here's an example of a window that has not been changed yet.
Oh, okay, so this is the old window, the old grids. Yep. See that's gonna be a sliding glass door at some point going down to the pool. So these, if you remember from previous videos, had a transom, so we decided to remove the transom, kept the same opening, but treated as a true double hung window. This window stopped, you can see where the molding is, where the different change of color is. That's where that window stopped. And then we wanted to, visually your eye needs to be carried. So when you do any sort of design, it's important that your eye, you've heard me talk about this in other videos. Your eye needs to come into a room and be able to sweep the room and continue to go into the connecting space. So connecting spaces are really important when you're doing any sort of design. You want to unify them with certain things. We unified with the floor. You might remember we replaced all the floors and did hardwood. Another way to unify spaces that are connecting are with artwork and colors and windows. So now these windows are all the same height, and it even carries into the kitchen eating area, where instead of doing a double hung, we did casement windows because we wanted you to visually see out to the backyard without any sort of impairment in your view. So that's what we did here, and we did no grids, which I was a little concerned about, but I like it. I didn't want it to feel like I was inefficient, but it really opens the space up. So that's kind of way that goes. We probably have some old pictures of what you can see again where the old windows stopped. Fortunately, the header when they built the house was taller, so we didn't have to worry about moving headers, replacing headers, like we did with the sliding glass door. That was all happy news. All right, so we're gonna go outside and show you from the outside some of the choices that we've made.
And
that
I'm
we're
going to have to try to
continuing
hug the house.
Yep, our internet again is not great.
We're very reliant on the Wi-Fi, and where the Wi-Fi signal gets just a little bit weak, it wants to cut out.
It's true.
Facebook Live is unforgiving.
All right, in any event, all right, we'll go out the side door and we'll stay really close to the house.
And this was a game changer. It's a tiny little window,
Yep.
but it had all the old kind of grids, and it had the
Break. It was a double
break.
hung.
It was a double hung.
So we did a casement
The
there.
casement, one with the less obstructive grids, and you can actually see out the window now.
All righty. Ooh, it's starting to sprinkle.
Oh, the guys better hurry.
So
I can't get too far from the house.
one of the changes that we made, if you go up with, just point the camera up.
Let's see if I can do it.
If you point the camera up, there was just a single window there, but for balance, you'll notice that now the windows are centered over the door. Yay!
And we can find some pictures before and after, and we'll post them on decoratingdatenight.com so you can kind of see the before and after. And this was 3 windows converted to 2.
So now you've got 2 windows, 2 windows. They're not exactly the same size,
No, but that, yeah.
visually it makes more sense.
That was 1, that was 3, now they're both 2.
Yep, so that makes the most sense. So if you come along this way again, in the garage, we'll have to clean these two. I've got to clean the garage windows. I don't remember if we did sun ceiling here. I don't think we did.
I don't remember.
We probably should have, now that I think about it, but
I don't remember. I feel like we did, but I don't remember for sure.
yeah, I don't think we did.
We might lose it. I have to get over by the front door as quickly as possible, and hopefully we'll be okay.
So there were shutters. We took them off. So what?
Okay. Sorry if I'm getting a vertigo by moving so quickly, but I had to get as close to the router as possible.
So.
All right, so I think we're back.
All right, so we'll stay right here on the porch if we can, because I want you to see where the shutters were. And you can tell because they have these stones that have the holes in them. So
Yeah,
you can
and we should be
fasten the
okay here,
shutters.
by the way, because the router is right there and the door's open.
You see, I put that little piece back over that A.
We did.
Aw,
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
saw it.
Thank you. This is the best crew, by the way. We love them. And they're from New Jersey, so I have to brag a little about
So you can
my
talk about the
hometown.
shutters here if you want.
Yeah, so the shutters were on there. Again, you can see a little bit of discoloration. I can paint that, and it's not going to be a problem. You can paint that. I asked one of the guys, and yes, you can paint that. So anyway, that is something that we can do down the line. But we're going to keep the shutters off and potentially do some black trim that frames the window. I'm not sure yet. We might do headers. I'm not sure about that yet. I have to sit with the windows, sit with the house, and kind of get a vibe and a feel and see what I want to do. I will tell you that on the garage door, in between the 2 windows where we lost the signal, I'm going to do a piece of metal artwork. I have to find that, and I'm excited about it.
And I'm not sure if I can get this corner or not, but it wasn't just the regular windows, but what are these basement ones called?
What's that?
What are the basement windows called? Casement? No.
Oh, hoppers.
What are they called?
Hoppers.
We replaced the hoppers as well. trying to do everything to seal things up, make sure everything is done properly and right. We were a little unsure if that was the case. As it turns out, the house was, we were told, was built really well. They had a heck of a time getting the old windows out.
Yep. It's just it was not maintained and kept well. So that's the problem that we've been having. Excuse you, Ty. All right, so we're going to say goodbye for right now.
And I'm going to see how long the signal will hang. I'm going to try to get in front of the house. If it drops out, it drops out. You want to say goodbyes first?
Why don't we do that? All right.
Oh, let me flip. How do I flip it? There you go.
All right, we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina. Ciao.
I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see how long it lasts. All right. Well, didn't lock out, so we caught a break there. All right. Adios.